There is a big difference between agreement and commitment. Let's say, for example, that you're involved with a church group, and this church group sends missionaries to Colombia. They feed the poor, they build churches, build homes, they do great work. I might agree with your cause. Maybe I even give you some money. It does not mean that I'm committed to it. Just because I agree with it doesn't mean I'm going to hop on a plane and fly down to Medellin with you. On the flip side of that coin, you will do anything for your cause. Nothing will get in your way. Even things that make you uncomfortable, things you wouldn't normally do. Because you're so committed, nothing else matters but helping the poor in Colombia. You will stop at nothing to accomplish what you set out to accomplish. That is commitment. Colin Kaepernick is supposedly committed to social justice. He is supposedly committed to helping out minority communities, the underprivileged, ending racism. Commitment gets tested when you're faced with adversity, when you're faced with obstacles that make you uncomfortable. Colin Kaepernick operates an SPAC. Now, an SPAC is a special purpose acquisition company. What that means, it's essentially a shell company. The sole purpose of the company is to raise money through private investors to acquire another business, another company. SPAC operators like to get high profile people involved so they can use their platform, their status to raise money, attract investors. The celebrity or athlete, they'll use their influence on social media to lure in potential investors. Shaq, Alex Rodriguez, Colin Kaepernick, all involved in SPACs. Colin Kaepernick had brokered a deal to acquire the Change Company, or I should say, his SPAC brokered a deal to buy the Change Company. I don't know if Colin Kaepernick had shit to do with the negotiations. My guess would be no. And when you see what I'm about to tell you, you'll probably come to that same conclusion. The Change Company is a California lender. They specialize in lending money to minority borrowers who were underserved by traditional banks. Now, I don't know the Change Company's ESG score, but if I had to guess, it's probably pretty high. We are committed to social justice. Colin Kaepernick would be the perfect face for our organization. This deal was done, signed, sealed, delivered. Colin Kaepernick was going to acquire the Change Company. His SPAC would give them funding to help minority owned businesses or minorities with personal loans. Everything was great. Everything was great. Everyone involved was said to have a Merry Christmas. The Change Company was the perfect fit for Colin Kaepernick and his constant promotion of bullshit. I mean, this is right up his alley. But there was one small problem. Like I told you earlier, the purpose of celebrity involvement in SPACs is to use their platform, their status, their influence to promote the acquired company. They really serve no other purpose. What the hell does Colin Kaepernick know about the banking industry? He's not going to be in an office checking credit scores. He's not going to analyze the business plan of a potential borrower. His sole purpose in this deal was promotion. Use your social media, use your status to obtain interviews in the mainstream media to promote the business. Problem is, Colin Kaepernick didn't want to do that. The Change Company set up various interviews for him. The biggest one, an appearance on Good Morning America with George Stephanopoulos. If you're Colin Kaepernick, it doesn't get any easier than that. That would have been a softball interview. Colin, I admire your commitment. I know it was so hard on your knees kneeling before every game. You must suffer badly from arthritis, but you fought through the pain every week to end systemic racism. Due to his refusal to participate in interviews and promote the business, the Change Company, the deal with the company fell through. The Change Company found out what we have known all along. Colin Kaepernick isn't committed to his own cause. Google Colin Kaepernick interview, try to find one. This dude rarely grants interviews to the media. On the rare occasion that he does, it's softball scripted questions with someone from Ebony magazine. It's safe. It's a controlled environment. Assurances must be given that the interviewer is not going to press Colin Kaepernick on key issues. He's not going to sit down with a Tucker Carlson, a Clay Travis, guys who would challenge him. Hell, he's afraid to sit down with George Stephanopoulos, the go-to guy for any social justice warrior caught in a scandal, looking to repair his public image. George Stephanopoulos will make the dumbass look intelligent. Besides the fact that he's not committed to his own cause, why does Colin Kaepernick refuse to be interviewed? Well, there are a couple of reasons. Number one, he is a paid propagandist and he knows he risks being exposed as a fraud. And number two, Colin Kaepernick knows that he's uninformed. He knows he's promoting bullshit, lies. When you base your entire premise on a lie, it is extremely difficult to defend your position. Very, very few people have the ability to do it. Barack Obama is brilliant defending and promoting the agenda. Obama is a skilled speaker, one of the best I've ever seen. He has the ability to dodge questions. He has the ability to relate to an audience, make things appear to be different than what they really are. Colin Kaepernick, he doesn't possess that skill and he knows it. Sure, he's a great speaker in controlled, scripted appearances. He looked great reading off the teleprompter in that ad campaign he did for Nike. He was a mediocre actor in his Netflix series, but there's the key word: actor. That's all Colin Kaepernick is. He's playing a role. He's being paid by Nike and others behind the scenes to promote the agenda. It's no different than LeBron James or any of these other high profile athletes pretending to be social justice warriors. These people know they can't sell their agenda to the general population on their ideas alone. They can't go to the average American and say, hey, Peter, we want to teach your child to hate their white privilege. We want to cripple the economy. We want to take away your guns and your civil rights. They know Peter will tell them to fuck off. So what do? What they do, they cultivate these propaganda campaigns and they pay celebrities and athletes to promote them. They know a lot of people will blindly follow Colin Kaepernick, LeBron James. Never mind the fact that neither one of them knows shit. They're both uninformed. Enes Kanter has exposed LeBron as a fraud. What does the media do? They create the narrative that Enes Kanter is afraid of LeBron James. He walked right past him during shoot-around and never said a word to LeBron. Yeah, like shoot-around before an NBA game is the right time to engage in a political debate. The reality is LeBron James is afraid of Enes Kanter because he knows he will lose that debate. This deal falling apart with the Change Company exposes Colin Kaepernick as a fraud. Now, of course, the media is not going to cover it that way. They'll do their jobs. They will protect Colin Kaepernick from being exposed. But this deal falling apart shows you Colin Kaepernick is not committed to his own cause. If he really wanted to help minority businesses, wouldn't this have been the perfect opportunity? Owning a bank whose sole purpose, sole mission is lending money to people who can't access money through traditional banks. Executives at the Change Company, they described Colin Kaepernick as a once-in-a-generation cultural icon. Cultural icon? Icon of what? Name one thing Colin Kaepernick has done that was iconic. All this dude did was assume the position and get down on his knees. That's it. Prostitutes across America, they do this same thing on a nightly basis. Kneeling takes no skill, no courage. All it takes is the willingness to sell your integrity for money. It's the easy way out. The truth is, Colin Kaepernick doesn't give a shit about helping minority businesses. He doesn't care about helping these people get financing. The only bank account Colin Kaepernick cares about is his own. All right, let me know what you guys think. Does this deal falling through with the Change Company expose Colin Kaepernick as a fraud? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.